Out of London, England, by way of Santa Clarita, California, 12-2 or 12-3-2 as a professional. Saeed Eid Harak, official weight 157 1/4 pounds. 157 1/4 pounds. And now making his way to the scale, the 2012 Olympian from Cleveland, 16-0 as a professional, 8 knockouts, Terrell Goucher. 154.5, 154.5. And again, middleweight set for 10 rounds. We'll ask both fighters to please square off. Center of the stage. Up next will be Centeno Jr. and Obando. Gentlemen, please make your way to the stage, please. Again, fighter +1.
How's that, fellas?
Gentlemen, thank you. Now we'll go to Centeno Jr. and Obando first up on the scale. The fighter from Guadalajara, Mexico. 12 victories, 7 defeats with 1 draw. 10 of those victories coming by way of knockout. First up on the scale, super middleweight set for 10 rounds. It'll be Josue Obando. $163.5, the official weight, 63.5. Now his opponent out of the blue corner, fighting out of Oxnard, California. He's undefeated, 23-0, 12 victories by way of knockout. Mochi, Sinaloa, Mexico, he's here. And once again, blue corner to our right on the stage. If you're looking at the stage to the left. So there's the red corner. Let's welcome the blue corner to the scale. Undefeated as a professional, 25 victories, no defeats with 1 draw. 18 victories by way of knockout. Give it up, the fighter from West Lacon, Texas, Omar Figueroa Jr. 151 pounds, the official weight, 151. And for those members of the media, we'll ask the 2 fighters to face off center of the stage. For those of you that are toward the front of the room, if you please remain seated so the cameras in the back of the room can get a good shot of our face-off. Again, the 2 fighters, will have them face off center stage. Tomorrow night's main event, PBC in prime time on NBC from here in San Antonio. Once again, give it up. The former lightweight champion, Antonio DeMarco. 12 rounds against the former lightweight champion, Omar Figueroa Jr. Victories, just 1 defeat. 22 victories by way of knockout. From Reading, Pennsylvania, please welcome Travis Miley Kaufman. 236.5 pounds for Kaufman, 236.5 for Kaufman. And now making his way to the scale, 36-4-1 as a professional from Los Angeles by way of Riverside, Chris the Nightmare Arreola. 236.5. 236.5 for Arreola. And again, heavyweight set for 10 rounds. We'll ask both fighters to face off, stage center.
You're gonna need somebody in there. The way they were going at it yesterday.
First fight up tomorrow night, PBC on NBC, heavyweights, 10 rounds. Set.
No shot, Johnny Boy. You got it, Travis. You got nothing on there. You got nothing on there.
All right, a quick correction. That fight is now 12 rounds. It is scheduled for 12 rounds. Heavyweights, 12 rounds tomorrow night. That'll be the first fight leading us off with PBC on NBC. All right, next up, it'll be Ortiz and Sanchez Leon. Gentlemen, you're up next on the scale. Following them will be Goucher and El Harak. Gentlemen, you'll be on deck, but next up, the two fighters will be Ortiz and Sanchez Leon. Sanchez Leon will be first up on the scale as he makes his way. Doors will open tomorrow night at the AT&T Center, 3 o'clock. The fights will start immediately. We'll go live on NBCSN. We'll have fights after that. Then we'll go live on NBC, then back to NBCSN. So come at 3 o'clock. Fights start immediately. Let's go now. Welterweight set for 10 rounds. First fighter to the scale out of the red corner. From Mexicali, Mexico, 31-14-2 as a professional. 13 knockouts to his credit on the scale. Now Gilberto Sanchez Leon. 150, the official weight for Sanchez Leon. And now onto the scale as a professional. 30 victories, 5 defeats, 2 draws, 23 knockouts to his credit. His return after nearly a year off, the former welterweight champion, Vicious Victor Ortiz. 150 pounds even, the official weight for Ortiz. And again, we'll have the gentlemen square off. Next up on the scale, Goucher and El Harak. Off for nearly a year for an injury, the former welterweight champ is back, scheduled for 10 rounds in the welterweight division. Give it up once again for Gilberto Sanchez Leon and Bishop Jr. $162 3/4 pounds for Centeno Jr. Next up on the scale, on deck, next up, Muro and the Heartbreaker. Gentlemen, you're next.
Yeah, you get Centeno's a tall kid, man. I mean, his opponent looks tall too, so.
Gentlemen, thank you. Next fight on the scale, bantamweight set for 4 rounds. It'll be early on in the evening. So get there early. Doors open at 3 o'clock. Don't miss any. of the prelim fights. We've got great fights to kick us off. First up on the scale, the fighter from Tucson, Arizona. Early on in his career, he's 2-1 with 1 knockout. This is Francisco Muro. $120, the official weight. 120.
Oh, this is
And
Rod.
now his opponent making his way
This
to
is
the
Rod.
scale, undefeated early on in his career. 3-0, 2 knockouts from West Metco, Texas, Brandon, the Heartbreaker Figueroa. 118.5. 118.5. Next up, gentlemen, will be Barrios and Vives. Gentlemen, you're next up on the scales. Again, doors open tomorrow, 3 o'clock at the AT&T Center. Don't be late. The prelims feature many fighters from in and around the San Antonio area. 5 o'clock live on NBCSN. 7:30 live on NBC, then back to NBCSN at 10 o'clock tomorrow. 3 great live broadcasts tomorrow night on the scale now though. Please put your hands together. Next up on the scale again, it'll be Barrios and Vives. Vives first up on the scale from Panama City, Panama. 18-4 as a professional, 11 knockouts to his credit. Manuel Vives. 130, the official weight. And now his opponent making his way to the scale. He's undefeated as a professional, 13-0, 7 knockouts to his credit. De San Antonio, Texas, Mario El Niño de Barrios. 129.5, 129.5 for Barrios. And again, gentlemen, we'll ask you to please face off center stage. Thank you, gentlemen. Next up, Deloach and the Benavides. After that, it will be Thomas and Sharapov. First up, again, Deloach, Benavides. Benavides first up on the scale. Coming to us from Nicaragua, 25-8 with 2 draws as a professional, 19 victories by way of knockout. First up out of the red corner, onto the scale, Santos Benavides. $154 and 1/4 pounds. 154 and 1/4 pounds. And now his opponent from Georgia, Louisiana. As a professional, 12 victories, 1 defeat, 7 knockouts to his credit, Justin Deloach. 155 pounds, 155. Maybe super welterweight, set for 6 rounds. All right, gentlemen, we'll ask you to please face off center stage. Deloach, Benavides. Up next, gentlemen, make your way to the stage, please. Thomas Sharapov. Thank you, gentlemen. Next up, we'll go to welterweights. 6 rounds scheduled. Red corner, first up on the scale from Kissimmee, Florida. 4-5 as a professional with 1 knockout. Farkhand Sharapov. 140, the official weight, 140. And now his opponent from Chicago, Illinois, 6-0 as a professional, 4 knockouts to his credit. Samaje, the Truth Thomas. 140.5, the official weight.
Thomas and Deloach are out of Ronnie Shields' Plex Gym in Houston, Texas.
And again, doors will open tomorrow, 3 o'clock.
They are PBC fighters. They are
great fight scheduled starting right at 3 o'clock. Working our way up to an NBCSN live broadcast at 5 o'clock. And then at 7:30 p.m. Central Time, 8:30 Eastern. Premier Boxing Champions once again returns to prime time on NBC. Again, showtime will start 7:30 p.m. Next up, Edwards and Pais. Gentlemen, next up, Edwards and Pais. All right, first up onto the scale will be the fighter from San Bernardino, California, 4-0 as a professional. Living now in San Antonio. Again, 1 knockout to his credit, the son of the 4-time world champion, Jorge Pais. Pais. 142 pounds officially. And his opponent now making his way to the scale from Patterson, New Jersey, 9-0. As a professional, 3 knockouts, this is Ricky Edwards. 139.5, 139.5 pounds. Gentlemen, next up, Bellows. Benga.
Pais, that is the son of Jorge Pais out of Mexico. One you guys probably are thinking about.
All right, gentlemen, next up on the scale, super middleweight set for 8 rounds. Bellows and Benga. First up will be the fighter from Lagos, Nigeria, 16-23 professional, 16 knockouts to his credit. On the scale now, Michael Benga. $172 pounds even, 172. And now his opponent making his way to the scale near perfect as a professional. 13-1-1 is his record, 7 knockouts to his credit. By way of Las Vegas, Nevada, Linnell, KO, Bellows. $174.5 pounds, 174.5 pounds. Chalker Zamora. You're next up on the scale. Chalker Zamora. followed by Rodriguez and Moreno.